Hello guys, welcome back. I've been away for 5 weeks, and while I was away, I was thinking of returning. I was thinking of just uploading the next content, without coming here to be accountable and communicate the reason behind my disappearance. I was just going to come here and act like nothing happened, like I did not just disappear for 5 weeks without a word. It's easier said than done because I know that I talk about communication, I talk about accountability, and then when it's my turn to be accountable and to communicate, I just wanted to move on like nothing happened. Right. That's why they say practice what you preach. Because what's the use of preaching when you can't practice it? What's the use of preaching when you can't apply it, So here I am, showing up and being accountable for my actions. Because I owe it to you for taking out your time to still come back to watch this video after 5 weeks of disappearing. It's a bit unfair of me to just act like nothing happened. That's not how it works, right? So, why did I disappear for 5 weeks? This was what happened. I was in that phase where I was beginning to ask myself, am I still fulfilling purpose with the outspoken? Is the outspoken still fulfilling the purpose behind its existence? Am I still doing are we still doing what we are supposed to do? So I felt like I was no longer fulfilling destiny, like I had gone away from the track. And that was something I was dealing with from then till now. It's not like we ran out of content, because let me tell you, we still have a recorded video that has not gone live, but I just wanted to come up here and actually tell us why. And that's why. And in the midst of all of this, one thing that was able to bring me back on my feet stylishly, because I was sulking for like 5 weeks, was I spoke with the set of people that I spoke with when I just wanted to begin the outspoken. When to stay in the idea phase, when to stay in the idea stage, the people that I spoke to about the outspoken, I went back to them and asked them, so, can you remember why we started that? Why I said I wanted to start the outspoken in the first place? Can you remember? And one entirely forgot. The other person was able to remember a thing or two. Yeah. And one person was able to remind me of why I started in the first place. And when he spoke, he said it's okay, like that I'm even feeling this way, that it's not a problem, that it could be maybe I've outgrown the mindset that I used to have, and that is fine, right? As long as I'm still in tune with the message of the outspoken, like the underlying message of the outspoken, as long as I'm able to still translate that, and that doesn't change, then I'm good to go. That's held me and made me to be able to show up. Because if I'm being sincere, even up till now, I still didn't feel like coming up here to record. I still didn't feel like showing up. But now I did not have any reason not to show up. During that phase, a particular person reached out to me. Let me call him a friend, yeah? He reached out to me and was like, oh, Grace, what's up? What's up with your podcast? I told him, we're on a break because of this, blah, blah, blah. And he said, I told him that because I felt like I wasn't fulfilling purpose, but one of my friends said that it could be growth, but I'm not sure, And he said that what I think the outspoken is about is love. Once he mentioned 3 things: love, commitment. I can't remember the last thing he mentioned. But when I saw love at first, I felt happy. That's because if one person could get the message is love, then that means I'm doing a good job at sending that message out So why in the first place was I beginning to feel like I was derailing? Why in the first place was I beginning to feel like I was backsliding? But I guess that's just part of it, right? And one thing I'm holding on to that I want to take as a lesson personally is sometimes we don't want to tell people our goals, our dreams, because we don't want them to bring us down. However, if you find one or two people who are willing to support us, then I feel like we should be able to tell them. Because the times when we are in this position, they are the ones who would remind us. The times when we can't find our journal, the times when we don't want the affirmation to come from ourselves, from someone that we once shared the dream with, they are the ones who would remind us. The times when we feel like we've derailed, the times when we are not sure anymore, they are the ones who would push us back on track. Remind us, this is why you started. This is why you started. Keep going. I've got you. So yeah, see you next week, guys. Don't worry, I'm not disappearing. See you next week, guys. Have a wonderful week. Bye-bye.